Pardon me, miss, but I've never done this to a real live girl. Just dawns on me, that's an old song. It starts out, pardon me, miss, but I've never done this to a real live girl. That could be really sinister if you think about it. Back in the days of innocence, that just meant, smoochy smoochy or something. Today, it could mean any one of a number of things. The way the creepy ass world is now, I've never um, chopped up a real live girl and put her in my freezer before. It could be any one of a a number of different things. All right, let's see. Now this whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, I've only seen bits and pieces. I really do. I mean, my days stay really busy, so I haven't had much time to watch. I've seen enough to have formulated some of my own thoughts on the individuals involved, but I'm really curious what you guys think. Now, my yeah, thing what you're saying. My friend Carrie, who is also our in-home staff for my daughter Renee, she's been following it really closely. She has it on her phone and stuff, and I know what she's thinking. But I'm curious how many of you guys are even into it. Apparently, it's really blown up more than I had even imagined. But I just don't have the time to spend on it. It is interesting what I've seen. And Azir's here and Wolverine and Captain Nichan. Hey, Katie, good to see you. But yeah, my stance on this whole thing from the start has been the biggest douchebag in all of it is freaking Disney. No? I mean, how do you take a guy out of an iconic role like that, a character that he just brought to life based on some accusations? That's the knee-jerk reaction of everything nowadays. If somebody's accused of something, we must treat them as if they're already guilty, lest the Twitter mobs attack us. And for whatever reason, and it seems to be dissipating somewhat, and I hope this is the case, these major companies are actually intimidated by that. Disney doesn't want anybody saying, oh, Johnny Depp abused Amber Heard, and they didn't even do anything about it. So they just, before they find out if it's even true, they'll take an action. That's a Wolverine. Wolverine's got a similar opinion to the others I've been hearing. Basically, Amber Heard needs to spend the rest of her life in prison along with her simps. And Alucard says Amber Heard's defense team is a bunch of incompetent clowns. That's what I'm seeing, the little clips I've seen. I'm not too into it, but I see the occasional clip, me too, of Heard's defense team acting like absolute amateurs. That's what I've been seeing too. Yep, absolutely, Salvatore. Basically, he was guilty until proven innocent. You're 100% right. King me, Wolverine says. Oh, let's see. Where's Susan at, Wolverine? She hasn't kinged you yet. Come on, Susan. There you go. Ooh, not quite. Oh, Maz held on, held on by a whisker, Wolverine. Lethius says, "Hi, I love your content. I'm a little bit too high to be here, but hey, here I am. Greetings from the Netherlands." No such thing, Lethius, because I have told the gang over and over. Some of my favorite posts and in chat and comments in videos have been from those who are self-described high and or drunk. So there's no such thing. We've had some great time. Now Wolverine's going to grab that spot. Let's see. Maz isn't even here to defend. Come on, Susan. Give it to him. There you go, Wolverine. You the boss. Hey, Ace is here. Hope Amber gets stung by bees for the rest of her life. That's well put. Katie says, to be honest, Pirates was already going down with the 4th and 5th being major drops. I'm way more mad about Fantastic Beasts. They ruined the HP prequels for me. Yeah, it kills me though. Even and I don't follow it close enough. I've seen most of the Pirates movies, Katie, but I don't have enough knowledge to comment on that. Which way these series was headed or anything, or the franchise was headed. It's just the idea that they took him out of that role based on accusations. I mean, this country's fucked up with that. We do it all the time, too. And it just seems like nobody ever learns because everybody wants to be the first one to take action, particularly if it's seen as the woke thing to do at the moment. That's exactly what happens. People don't wait for all the details. Got to get woke as fast as you can. Krusty says, I don't remember how many times I've been on these streams while inebriated. Like I say, we've had great posts, great self-identified drunk and high posts over the years. One Step Fury says, man, this whole trial was crazy. That's what I'm seeing. Now, if you guys got any, oh, shoot, doesn't let us post links, does it, except the mods. I was going to say, if you got any just short clips of the outstanding things that went on, hit me with them, but I think it only lets mods post clips. I'm not sure. You guys will know better than me. Indo says the same thing. Fuck Amber Heard. Alucard says, although it kind of seems like Johnny doesn't care about proving that he's been abused, but he at least wants to sue her for defamation. That's fair. Another thing that is infuriating is that Heard is still acting right. Right. Because one thing we know, I mean, just from the little bits and pieces I've watched, what we have on tape is she's fucking nuts. I'm not saying he isn't. I don't know. But I feel comfortable saying she is. Crazy ass bitch. And she's talking about, what was that one tape? I didn't even like punch you. I hit you. And you're going to tell people I hit me. And it's like, listen, bitch, you don't get to hit anybody. What the hell? Oh, how? I mean, I have never in my life, outside of working a wrestling angle, hit a woman. But I don't know how he resisted. Listen, I don't give a shit who it is. If somebody's beating on me, you're going to catch one and let the pieces literally fall where they may. Jesus Christ. Lethia says, man, your type of humor and way of analyzing things is just the best. Just that said. Well, thanks. I appreciate that. That's nice of you to say. Oh, Sturart says Amber actually screwed up real bad today. She admitted to writing the op-ed and that it was about Johnny. That's what the entire trial was about. Wow, she did? I saw, it's funny you say that, Arch, because I did see just a little while ago that op-ed was trending on Twitter, and I didn't have time to stop and read what it was about. I was just on there to post a link to a video we'd uploaded. Oh, I just thought it might, I was thinking op-ed. I was going to think it had something to do with the shooting or something like that. I didn't know it was related to the trial. Oh, shit. Indo says they should remove Amber Heard from the cast of Aquaman 2. She doesn't deserve to be in the next movie. Man, I would agree from a business standpoint. Because any of the online, there's a lot of people there's a lot of influencers online posting polls. Who's at fault here? Who do you hate? That type of thing. And it's always like massively, it's usually like 90 to 10, 95 to 5 in favor of Johnny Depp and against Amber Heard. So why would you she's going to tank ticket sales. Nobody's going to pay to go to, nobody. Not many people are going to pay to go to a movie that she's in just because she's in it. If I'm Jason Momoa, I'm assuming he's in Aquaman 2, or any of the other cast, I'm like, yeah, let's dump this bitch. Who the hell needs that? Big Green says, I'm a mod, but unfortunately I have nothing to add to this except fuck Amber Heard. I haven't watched any parts of the Caribbean movies. I said I liked them. That was a series, Big Green, I've always felt bad that I never took the time to sit down and watch. That and, well, no, I have seen them, but I mean watching in entirety. I've seen number 1, but not in a long time. And they're all worth a rewatch. I don't even remember which ones I saw. It might have been just 2. I might have been wrong. It might have been 1 and 2. But I enjoyed them. And that's right up there with Harry Potter. I have yet to see any of the Harry Potter movies, and I really would like to. Especially if someday I do get to go back to Universal. That was fun. I don't know shit about Harry Potter, but that Harry Potter land there is awesome. Let's see. Edgar, good to see you, pal. Amber Heard over here trying to perpetuate false victimization culture even further. I'm sorry, but Amber needs to guide. That's what I'm seeing too, Edgar. Again, now I haven't watched it except in little bits and pieces here or there. But she's actually just as a person too, just as a personality, she's obnoxious, isn't she? I mean, am I the only? I can't be the only one. She strikes like that. She just, ugh, what an obnoxious disposition. Yeah, I'm with you, Krusty. Again, I think I did only see the first two, but they were great. And to me, they were great because of Johnny Depp's characterization. I mean, he's an incredible actor. I always said the thing that really sealed it for me with Johnny Depp being exceptional was when they did Willy Wonka. Because the original, I always forget which is titled which, with Gene Wilder, the Charlie and Chocolate Factory Willy Wonka thing. I loved that. And so when they were doing a updated version, I was like, oh man, I don't know. I don't even want to see it. They're just gonna ruin it. But grudgingly, I watched it, and Johnny Depp played the character so wildly different than Gene Wilder did, and so awesome that I don't even know which of the two I like better. I love them both. Big Green says, I watched the first Harry Potter movie. I got bored and never watched the rest. Really? Watched Lord of the Rings instead? Really? I'm surprised, Big Green. I gotta say, I am fascinated to watch the Harry Potter movies. I've just yet to actually get the time to sit down and do it. I'm surprised to hear that. Falco says, if somebody cut a finger of mine off, I'd probably hit him too. Just joking, of course. Hope your day's going well. They don't have to be joking. Let's say I agree. But you can't, I don't care who you are. My personal belief is you can't hit somebody, particularly repeatedly hit somebody, and then play the victim if you get hit back. I don't care what your situation is. I mean, what the fuck? Krusty says, she's not only a massive narcissist, she's been diagnosed with borderline personality disorder during the trial, which explains her entire behavior this entire time. Yeah, not surprised. To say she's not a likable person would be the understatement of the year. Oh, I didn't hear about that. It's possible, Ashy. Ashy says, I may be wrong, but didn't Disney remove the Jack Sparrow statue from Disneyland? So it's fucking ridiculous. It certainly is. It certainly is. Edgar says, definitely watch Lord of the Rings. I'm with Big Green. If you do, maybe do a reaction possibly. Yeah, I don't do reactions to movies. But Lord of the Rings 2 is not something I ever had an aversion to watching. I just never... I'm more likely, I have found, to watch Lord of the Rings and certainly Harry Potter now that you guys have gotten me into anime. I don't know why. I don't know what the similarities would be. But I do know that now that I've enjoyed that type of entertainment, I'm more likely to watch those as well. Mr. Bojangles says, based on the evidence, the relationship was toxic as fuck. Seems to be. But the evidence put forward really looks like Amber was instigating the abuse. She's been called out for lying in court multiple times. Well, that's what I'm hearing too. Again, my friend Carrie was telling me that too. She said she just she perjures herself on the stand, she said, regularly. Because she'll just say something one moment, and the very next moment, she either says something else that flies directly in the face of it, or they just point out to her that it's a bald-faced lie. Excuse me. Big Green says, don't mind me, I'm in the minority about the Harry Potter movies. Yeah, because they do. I gotta, now I'm not saying I'll enjoy them, but they really do have me kind of fascinated to see. Indo says, I'm starting to think that Amber Heard has a severe case of bitchitis. I think that's an accurate diagnosis. I'm with you. I think, is the trial going on right now? I think everybody's been putting that up live, right? Haven't they? I don't want to get our stream shut down. I thought we can put that. I wonder if we can put that up, just see what's going on. I didn't even think of that. Let me see. Haven't streamers been putting that up? I mean, just to peek in and see what's going on. Oh, there's one right here. Oh, yeah, that's. Oh, okay, this one is not on the trial right now, and I don't want to put somebody else's talking heads on there. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like must be there's a break in the trial or something right now because I'm not seeing anything. Let's see. Oh, they rested their cases today, Mr. Brojangle says. Closing arguments are tomorrow. Gotcha. I just I'm just stunned by how insanely unlikable, detestable she is. I mean, she's like a real life Kabuto from Naruto. She's just got that kind of face that just makes you want to go. Big Green says, "Yeah, Lord of the Rings reactions are never going to happen." But that being said, if you do ever watch them, I'd like to hear your opinion. Oh yeah, definitely. If I get to watch them, I'll definitely come to you guys to talk about them. Alucard says, a bit off topic, but I was talking to the Existor chat bots and they were kind of fun, but I was too busy playing Cookie Clicker to stay on them for too long. Wolverine says Lord of the Rings was a lot better than I thought. I'd personally say it's A tier. Wow. Harry Potter has nostalgia value to me. That's interesting. I know that's an insult to Kabuto, Curtis. You're right, Big Green. And that takes some to be able to insult Kabuto. I mean, you got to work hard at it to find something that would be insulting to that douchebag. See, now Lord of the Rings, I know less about going in than I do. You know, I know the basis of the storylines of Harry Potter. I know nothing about Lord of the Rings. Amber Heard is lesser than Shao Tucker. Ooh, that's brutal. And we all know how we feel about Shao Tucker. Beebhouse says New Zealand isn't a country. Now New Zealand, did the flat earthers say that? Because I know they told us Australia isn't. They hooked in New Zealand too, and we know the flat earthers know. Indo says I don't hate Amber Heard because I think it's wrong to hate people, but Amber Heard is really getting on my nerves, man. She's a bitch. I don't hate her. I just think she's a bitch. I think you've got a lot of people with the exact same take on that, Indo. I mean, I don't have any problem hating. I'm a douche, though. Solara says she was born without a soul and is physically incapable of feeling emotions. I doubt she can grasp what it means to be human. Poor Depp has to deal with someone whose nickname was Antichrist. Yeah, I'm just... It's unusual when you think about it, guys. In anything that becomes a significant part of the public eye, for this large a majority of people to feel a certain way. It goes across every barrier, every breakdown you can imagine. The vast, huge 90 to 95% of people, judging by the polls I've seen, think that Amber Heard sucks. Imagine Chris Hansen interviewing Chris Chan. Good name. Personally, I think the jury is going to throw it out. Neither side will win. You think so? I can't say because again I watched so little. I wouldn't be able to say. That would be interesting. Neither side would just toss. Well, actually though, excuse me. So you guys, and again, I don't want to form an opinion because it wouldn't be an informed opinion. I haven't watched enough. So you guys who have watched a lot of it, you don't think there was enough there to prove that she did significant damage to him, in his career, so on and so forth? No, we're not reacting to the case. We're just discussing it, Red B. I haven't seen enough of it. I'm actually trying to get other people's opinions on it and stuff. I've only been watching it loosely, here and there. Stir Arch. I did hear something about a donation. Stir Arch says, have you seen the part about Amber Heard's $7 million donation? That one was quality entertainment. JD's lawyer left no room for Amber to talk her way out of that one. Wasn't it something about some obviously $7 million money she came into that she had claimed she had donated to some charity and did not? And then and again, now I'm not saying this is fact. This is what I think I heard. Heard. Ha, Amber. Um, and then it was proven that she actually did not donate it. Yeah, Mr. Buckfast says recap. Amber Heard shit on the bed. Case closed. Johnny Depp wins. Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. You're right. That's the first we talked about that today. And that in and of itself, what kind of mind does that? I mean, seriously, you guys. Who thinks it's a good idea at any point, no matter how angry you may be or whatever, to shit on somebody's bed? Your own, well, it's their bed, so their own bed. I, mm. Red Instrumental says, I remember my dad and mom giving me and my friend a ride to watch the first Harry Potter movie at the mall. I got to see them at some point. Big Green says, ha, I see you, Amber Heard, about that one. Well, that's what I would have thought, Krusty. Krusty says there's massive amounts of evidence that her BS has caused his career to suffer pretty significantly. That's what I would have thought. Again, but I don't, I don't want to make a judgment myself because I clearly have not seen enough of the trial. But just from what I'm hearing and everything, certainly seems like there would be enough. But who knows? Mr. Tester says, Spazboys, yes, we heard you, but as we said, Johnny likes to analyze things in depth. The puns just write themselves. Oreo-chan says, I think to a point that I feel bad for her. I think she truly believes she is the victim, which is sad, but I also know she needs to be punished for her actions. That's fair. Yeah, it's fair. I mean, it's good that some people, I wouldn't want the whole world to be like me. And it's good that people like Oreo-chan are like, well, I'm trying to see it from her perspective too. Oh, okay. This is Mr. Bojangles has all the details. She claimed in 2018 on TV that she donated her $7 million divorce settlement to 2 charities. Records show that she had done no such thing. In fact, she had the full amount for 13 months. That's just not a likable human being right there, you guys. That's fucked up. You you're such a slimeball that you feel like you have to tell people that you made this big magnanimous gesture so everybody will go, what a wonderful girl, and she didn't actually do any of it. Yeah, that's seriously messed up. Indo says it's honestly sad how Johnny Depp was doing great in his life until Amber Heard fucked him over. Yeah, and ruined his career. Meanwhile, her career was getting much better at the time. Pissed me off so much. I'm with you on that. But again, we have to lay a lot of that blame right at the feet of Disney and any of these companies who do that shit. Taking an action against somebody who's accused of something is bullshit. No matter what the accusation is, no matter what takes place, they got to stop, and they don't. And companies get sued, just like the whole thing. Remember with the kid, with the Native American guy, and the media outlets went nuts on him being a smarmy, smug jerk, and he was disrespectful. This guy turned out all along that the Native American dude was the aggressor. They never learn. Shut your fucking mouth until the facts come out. That's all. Or don't take an action until the facts come out. And of all places, journalists. That's why I say there is no such thing as journalism for the most part anymore. It's dead. That was my field. That's what I got. That's where I studied, and I always used to have a respect for it. But now it's garbage. Oh, it's for a children's hospital, Red Bee, that donation? Jesus Christ, that's fucked up. Turtle Antler says she got caught lying way too many times. That's what I'm hearing too. That's as I said, my friend Carrie, who's following it really closely, said she just lies endlessly. Hey, Baldy, lies endlessly and keeps getting caught. I mean, when you lie once, it automatically makes everybody, take a step back and wonder if what you're saying is true. When you're doing it repeatedly, it's like, why pay any attention to anything you say? Excuse me. Bebo says Disney is North Korea. Journalism is fan fiction on reality at this point. It's sad, Solaris. It brings me no joy to be as disgusted with the journal. I can honestly say right now, and this is saying something, I'm more disgusted if we're talking generalities, in general, with the state of journalism than the state of our politicians in America. And that's saying something. The journalists, and again, the sad thing is the ones who are doing a good job, which are typically more on a more local level, get swept up into it all because of what the high profile quote unquote journalists and media outlets do. But those high profile journalists and media outlets are garbage. Really. Mortem Anima says some article writers seem to have misheard the facts, and blame Johnny. Misheard. Really? You know what you always worry about too in those cases, Mortem? There'd be a lot more clicks. I'm just suspicious of any journalist now, as you guys can tell, and there'd be a lot more clicks to be had if you go against the grain. So I would not be surprised if you didn't have some of these dirtballs thinking to themselves, if I come out with this article explaining how Johnny Depp is clearly entirely at fault here, it'll piss everybody off and I'll get 1 million clicks. And that person is probably right. Bebow says, bro, Amber Heard should be the next J.K. Rowling. All these fictional BS is funny. Air Balloon says, yeah, lawyers keep bringing up penalty of perjury, but she keeps talking. Yeah, that kills me too. How is the judge not furious? I mean, isn't that like directly disrespecting the judge's court to just continually perjure yourself? No? Oreo Chan said her closing testimony basically said that everyone else who testified lied and committed perjury, and she is the only one telling the truth. Why am I not surprised that would be the direction she would go? Not even a little bit surprised. Oh, Big Green with another pun. These are awesome. Of course they're attacking Depp. That's herd mentality. Yeah, sad but true, Mortem. Fake media is very profitable. Yep. Yes, sensationalism is always going to make more money than waiting for facts to come out and only delivering the facts. And even more so with these media outlets, it serves them better, or at least they feel better, or it serves their agendas better, to only tell the parts of the story that they want out there. That's what's become completely disgusting about the state of American journalism, is the half stories you get, if half is being generous. Mr. Tester says, Spaz, Johnny liked to be high, and it's his right. She loved him, but realized it couldn't work, and instead of leaving, she stayed, suffering and displaying a bad image of him as revenge for her pain. But Amber is definitely wrong. You don't destroy someone's life and family and partners and employees' life. Right. I mean, yeah, I'm not doubting what you're saying as far as how things transpired and that she loved him but realized it couldn't work. But the things that came after that are inexcusable no matter what she was going through to me. Edgar says the judge probably having a ball with this case. No doubt, Edgar. And that's what kills me too. If she keeps lying on the fucking... I mean, if I just try to put myself in that position. If I were a judge in that case, I'd be pissed off. That's as disrespectful as it gets. You come into... I don't know if the judge is a man or a woman, but you come into that judge's courthouse... I was going to say he. That judge's courthouse and just start lying? I'd be freaking livid. Zubarj? If I pronounce that hopefully close right. First time live. Last thing I saw was expert in digital forensics and give proof that photos are fake. Oh, really? Whose photos? I'm wondering. Got to be the Amber's, right? Mr. Tester says, how much can Amber sell the poo on Amazon, do you think? Maybe she could get that 7 million she was supposed to donate to the children's hospital for it. And then she can lie and say she gave it to them again. Mr. Bojangles says, I've got to go try to find a video of Amber Heard's cross-examinations. They are brutal. I've seen a little bits and pieces of them, as I said. And yeah, Bojangles, what I saw was just, again, she's just, I can't say it enough. She's just such an insanely unlikable person. Wow, funny thing is, the two pictures with a difference of 6 hours, but Amber's hair is exactly the same. How many lies do they need to put her in jail? Yeah, Mr. Tester, that's what keeps getting to me too. I can't believe that a judge is being this patient with somebody lying in his or her court like that all the time. Oh, photos of Amber's bruises that she presented. Okay, Zabar, I gotcha. Oh, and they proved they were Photoshop? And if she submitted them to the court, that's perjury in itself too, isn't it? Jesus Christ. Oreo-chan says, I can't wait for the Hallmark TV movie of this case. I wonder if they will hire her to play her lawyer, since her lawyer was as unlikable as she is. Solara says, you must have balls of steel or be a snake to lie to a judge in their courthouse. Right. I think I heard Amber was in the book of Genesis. You're right, Solaris. I'd be scared to do that. As long as I don't want to go to jail anyway. And that's with what I'm hearing from the case, I'm just shocked that the judge has been patient with it. Lying over and over. Morton says, well, everyone knows about the turd. Turd, turd, turd. Turd is the word. Wolverine says Amber Heard just needs to be thrown in prison for the maximum time allowed. Yeah, I just hope that she's found guilty of defaming him. Because, man, I mean, again, I didn't watch the trial, so I can't come to a reasonable conclusion. It just seems, from what I know of what's gone on, it certainly seems to be a slam dunk. I mean, we saw what happened. We know that what Johnny Depp lost in the way of roles and everything. You know what's interesting too, guys? All right. Well, I'll ask all of us who want to play amateur lawyer out there. I guess I'm thinking this through as I say it. Would Johnny Depp, I don't think he would go this route, would Johnny Depp have a reasonable lawsuit against Disney for like a wrongful termination type of thing? Because unless they have some other reason that they took him out of that series, wouldn't he? That just came to me. I would think he would have a case. I mean, in any of us, in our day-to-day jobs, or, before I retired in my regular job, if we were accused of something and were fired because we were accused, and then it comes out later that it's very gray as to whether we even did it or not, you'd have a hell of a lawsuit. Big Green says, trying to sue Disney just sounds like a bad idea in general. I don't think so in his case, though, Big Green. In other words, Johnny Depp is playing on that same field that Disney is. As far as, the having the iconic image. And to be honest with you, I think he's got the advantage because Disney's on a lot of people's shit lists right now. And everybody is feeling the empathy for Johnny Depp. I think if he sued them, I think it would be just the opposite. I think Disney would settle with him anyway. I don't think they'd ever let it get to court. I think they would settle with him. Stuart says it would certainly be wonderful to see. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those rare cases where I don't think Disney would necessarily have the edge going in. Air Balloon says you would think so, but I'm not sure. A Disney rep made an appearance in the trial over a video. Oh, really? Really? I'd be interested to see that part. That'd be interesting to see. Now, again, that's just conjecture. I don't know. Maybe Disney, whether they were truthful or not, maybe they formulated a different rationale for letting him go. I mean, they could just say, okay, we just thought that Johnny had gotten too old, he'd gotten this, he'd gotten that, and we wanted to go with a younger actor. And if they could make a court believe that's why he was replaced, then he would lose. Would anybody believe that? Does anybody? Well, let me put it this way: in the massive amount of people we have, 64 people in here right now. Any of you, I'm going to ask everybody, and don't be afraid to say what you really think. We don't do mob stuff here. You don't get ganged up on here, or people get removed. Does anybody here think there's any chance that Disney took Johnny Depp out of the role of Captain Jack Sparrow for any reason other than the Amber Heard thing? So I didn't explain that well. Do you believe there's any reason besides that Johnny Depp doesn't have that role? So in other words, if you're for Johnny Depp, you're saying no, there's no other reason. There is none. I'm just curious. Does anybody think there could be another reason at all, at any level? Right, exactly, Wolverine. If he's too old, at least tell him directly to his face that's why he's being let go. Only because of Amber. No other reason, just that. So I mean, I'm just curious to see if anybody, and again, it's not to make fun of anybody or anything. It's like an informal poll. I'm trying to see if there's anybody that believes there could be something else. Jeff says, I don't want to be a pirate. All right. Oreo-chan says he cost too much and the movies weren't making as much money as they were. They could make that case. I don't believe it, Oreo-chan, because I believe that at that point you stop making the movies. I don't think Disney is dumb enough to think that somebody else in that role is going to suddenly revitalize the franchise. That's just my opinion. Connor says no. No one says Heard's own chosen slam dunk witnesses. Testimony goes against what she wanted them to say. Heard getting grilled on the podium. They weren't there. I don't recognize them. I don't know how much they saw. Oh, Jesus Christ. She's a mess. Johnny's her bread and butter, but I don't think so. Maybe his boat sank. Indo says, I mean, it could be because he's getting a little old, but I don't think that's the case. Disney's nothing but a bunch of cocksucker motherfuckers. I agree. Lute says Johnny couldn't sue Disney regardless of the reasons they were the holders of his contract. They don't need a reason to terminate it. It was definitely because of Amber, but they were in the rights. Well, that's not necessarily true, though, Lute. You can sue in America. You can sue anybody for anything. You can't say he can't sue them. I mean, except for certain cases where there's already law on file saying, you can't sue for this specific reason, but those are few and far between. Because they were holders of his contract, that doesn't mean you can't sue them. He would have to be able to prove that his contract was not renewed because of reasons that were not legitimate. But no, he absolutely could sue them. There's no question about whether he could or not. Just a matter of whether he could win. You're right. Disney can come in and say, listen, it's our contract and we decided not to re-up. But there would still, Johnny Depp could bring them into court and say, but if you made that decision based on false information, then you basically parted ways with me under false pretenses and, you did great monetary damage to me. Solara says, I think there could be another reason. Cost too much, movies losing more than they made, and personal dislike of him, but I think Amber Heard was the straw that broke the camel's back with him. See, I get what you're saying. I don't think that's entirely impossible, but I would have trouble buying. The movies aren't making as much money, okay, and they're operating at a loss. Happens all the time. That's when studios shut down a series. Now, if they weren't planning on making any more, I would say, okay, you're right. But they're planning on making more, or were, I don't even know where that stands right now, with another actor in that role. So I don't, they can say that, I just don't buy it. Oh, really? Indo says, according to Google, the only reason why it's saying they fired him because of the domestic violence allegations made against him. If that is the case, that would be a problem for them. Lute says, well, physically he could sue them. It's just that he'd have no case. I completely disagree. There'd be no hard evidence he could use by going toe to toe with Disney that would win him the case. I couldn't disagree with you more. Absolutely couldn't disagree with you more. And Lute, how do you know that? Do we know everything that was said between them? And people actually finding information where Disney made any sort of a? It could be anything. They could have alluded to it in a posting of some sort on social media, an announcement. We don't know what evidence is out there. I absolutely 100% disagree. I'm not saying he would win. I'm saying he would have a very, very legitimate chance of winning. If, again, if that is the case. Now, if Disney covered all their bases, or if Disney had parted ways with him before the allegations came out, obviously, then he's got no case. But Disney parted ways with him as this all came to a head. And you don't have to have, in something like that, you don't have to have slam dunk evidence. You don't have to have a Disney executive saying on tape, this is why we're letting you go. You have to have enough evidence of sort to make a judge believe that this was the impetus for his departure. Okay, so they are, Bebo. I knew they were going to. I didn't know if it was still on. Yeah, Red Bee said the same thing. Pirate 6 is on the make right now. Make a new Pirates Caribbean movie with a new actor for Jack Sparrow. Yep. And again, I'm not discounting what you guys are saying. The movies weren't doing well. I just don't buy that they think that a new actor, given Johnny Depp's popularity as that character, I just don't buy that without this as an impetus, without the allegations as an impetus, I don't buy them replacing him. I just don't see it. It doesn't make any sense. Again, if they're that concerned about the franchise, drop it. Make something else. I don't see why some other actor who's not a bigger name than Johnny Depp is where they would assume he's going to save that series. Glenn says, Amber should lose the trial. She's getting exposed for what I've been telling people for years. Her stories and evidence don't add up. Yeah, and like you say too, Glenn, just the continuous lies that she's been caught telling. There comes a point, we were talking about this earlier, there comes a point when you just repeatedly lie like that, you have to start taking everything she says with the smallest grain of salt. Because she's just proven that she's willing to lie. Lute says, wouldn't he though? I'm not too into the American court system, but I can tell you, but can you legit just convince a judge that was the reason behind it without a direct quote or statement from Disney about the situation? Can you? Yes. Is it difficult? Yes. I think in this day and age of social media, you've always got a lot better chance that somewhere along the lines, someone from Disney tweeted something, said something that was heard by others. You know what I'm trying to say, Lude? And all that's admissible. If there is absolutely nothing out there in the ether, nothing, he would have a difficult time. I have a difficult time believing there is nothing out there to be found. And I don't know, Disney may have even at some point, this is, again, I'm not saying this happened, I'm saying I don't know if this happened. Disney may have put out a statement that alluded to the charges against him. I don't know. AZN says, what about people who have never saw the movies? I'm not sure what you mean, AZN. Oh, with a new actor? Well, the thing that I would question there is, I don't think Disney would be targeting that audience, because if there were 5 Pirates of the Caribbean movies and you never bothered to watch one of them, do they really think there's a big significant number of people who are going to go, oh, number 6, that's where I want to start? You know what I'm saying? So I just don't buy it. I mean, we all know that's why they let him go. It's just a matter we're discussing now whether or not Johnny Depp would be able to prove that to a court. I would put it this way, Lude. Just from my limited knowledge, and this is just from watching things like this happen all my life, I think he would be at the disadvantage if I was a betting man. And this is before I know how much information is out there. These numbers could go up or down. I'd say he's got a 40 to 60 chance of winning something like that. Now, if there is anything out there that Disney even alluded to the whole Amber Heard situation, then his odds get a lot better. A lot better. If there's nothing to be found, they get substantially worse. Just seems like, again, especially nowadays, look at how many things we see leaked all the time, or things that are said that companies didn't want said by their executives. I find it hard to believe that nobody posted anything. I mean, nobody within Disney's upper echelon posted anything about this whole situation having something to do with why he is no longer Captain Jack Sparrow. Could have happened. It just seems unlikely. Oh, the Teak says, I didn't get to see this. I heard about this. Her face when Kate Moss denied he ever pushed her was priceless. There was also a moment where Johnny was getting ready to leave and Amber tried to pretend she got scared, so security had to step in. Really? So much bullshit. Didn't she also, at some point during the trial, didn't she quote verbatim testimony that actually was dialogue from a movie? Did I hear that right? Did that happen, guys? I thought I had heard that at some point. Red B says, yeah, Amber was shaking her head when Kate Moss debunked her story. Oh, I would like to see. I got to look all this up. Good point. Mortem says, I bet Anonymous could leak Disney's information. Good chance. And I'll bet you somebody, again, somebody somewhere probably said something they shouldn't have about it. Lude says, haven't they replaced him with Margot Robbie now, the actress who did Harley Quinn? I heard a lot of conflicting stuff about it. One saying there's two versions of the script, one with JD and one without. Oh, really? I hadn't heard that, Lude. I don't know. That part I don't know. Oh, I didn't know that. I mean, I would, nothing to do with the trial. Nothing at all to do with the trial. I'm not interested in it if Johnny Depp's not in it. I just liked him too much as Captain Jack. And again, I'm not like a hardcore fan of the movies, but I've seen them and really liked them. But I have no interest in it otherwise. I don't care who they put in. It's not like, oh, well, if they're going to make Captain Jack a woman, you don't want to see it because it's a woman. No, I don't care if it's a dude, if it's a chick, who it is. If it's a space alien. I don't want to see it without Johnny Depp as Captain Jack. Just not interested. Oh, okay. Oreo Chan says the quoting movies was a stretch. Influence for sure, but not quoted. Okay. I was curious about that because I hadn't looked into that deeper and I just heard that. Glenn says, check last post. And I'm cheap jump scare, by the way. I wondered, Glenn, because you still have the same icon pic, so I wondered. Okay, Glenn says, also, I've seen Amber Heard fans say Disney dropped him because of his drinking and drug problems, like they didn't let Gina Carano go off on for right-wing Twitter rants before firing her. Yeah, true. And because of his drinking and drug problems. And I guess anything like that is possible, but wouldn't be the typically in stuff like that, studios in the past have done everything they could to show that they are supporting their stars and trying to get them help and all that stuff. So anything's possible. But of course, like you say, Amber Heard's supporters are going to come up with whatever they can. So all that could be true. There's no way I believe that it wasn't specifically this that got that role taken away from him. Zuchan says, hello, I didn't get notified again. Yeah. I'm sorry about that, my friend. That's typical, though. I had heard something about that too, Wolfpaw. He says Heard had a history of domestic abuse. I had heard something about that. I didn't know if that was true or not. Again, because for anybody just coming in, that's why I'm asking you guys for your take, because I haven't been following the case, the trial really super close. I just see little clips here or there. So that, I don't want this to come off like I'm pretending to be some sort of authority on this topic. Lou says, what I love most right now, she said the JD trial caused her to be greatly cut out of Aquaman 2. Her screen time is 10 minutes. Wow. But the Warner Brothers boss came out saying it had nothing to do with it. Her acting just sucked. Ooh. Oh, that hurts. And in fairness, if I'm going to say that I don't believe that there was any other real reason than this trial that Johnny Depp was removed, I don't think there was any reason for her getting cut down that significantly other than this trial as well. But at least the Warner Brother exec, he actually plays that smart, because if she were want to turn around and try and sue, now she's got to prove where she isn't a shitty actress. Ooh. And it's easier to get away with when you're not the lead, them doing something like that. Oh, she's been arrested twice for it? Really? Well, see, I didn't know that. Wow. Yeah, Red B saying the same thing. Amber arrested in 2009 for abusing her ex-wife, Tasha Van Ree. Wow. No, I didn't know she actually had an arrest record for it. Oh. That tells you a good little bit, too. Bebow says Amber Heard watched too much Netflix crime documentaries. First thing to get through her thick skull. Hey, Chrome. Good to see ya. Just got home from work? Wonder what's going on with the Discord bot. Chrome says it didn't notify again. Discord bot used to be our only reliable means of getting notifications out there. Wonder what's going on. I haven't played Elden Ring yet, Crow's Feet. Just no time. I would like to try that, just from what all you guys have said about it. Oh, really? Glenn Akers says, actually, there was an online petition that got 3 million to have her replaced before the trial ever started. Really? So I still haven't seen Aquaman. Aquaman is not high on my list just because, well, with a lot of the superhero stuff, I was a superhero comic nerd when I was a kid. Big superhero comics and baseball cards were my thing growing up. So it's probably unfair to these movies, but if I didn't like you in the comic, I would have no interest in your movie. And I always thought they make fun of it. They made fun of it on, I think it was Family Guy. They made fun of it on Big Bang Theory. I always thought Aquaman kind of sucked. He was boring to me. That's why I don't watch the Fantastic Four movies, because the comic sucked, or I wasn't interested in them. That's why I still, this one I do want to see though, because now I've seen them in the other Marvel pieces, and it was interesting to me. But that's the reason I never watched Black Panther either, because they just never appealed to me. And if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong about this. I'm trusting a memory here, but I think Black Panther in the comics may have been debuted within a comic that was a Fantastic Four story. So that would have me even more likely to push it aside, because, again, I didn't like Fantastic Four. Somebody just told me that, Chrome. I didn't know that. Oh, you're talking about the Aquaman 2 thing. Did you see Johnny's reaction to the exec saying why she was fired? Looked kind of mad that it was because of her being a bad actor instead of the drama. I didn't see the reaction, but the gang just told me that that the exec said it was not. She's a shitty actress. That's why she's out. You didn't like the Black Panther movie? This is Kyle. I do kind of want to see it now, just because I really like those characters when we saw them in Endgame and everything. I enjoyed the characters there, but yeah, they never piqued my interest at all in the comics. Louis says, yeah, apparently she has extremely low chemistry with Jason Momoa. On set, and her acting was subpar on the latest shot scenes. Honestly, looking at her acting during the trial, I believe, yeah, good point. And Jason Momoa seems to be, again, just judging by what you hear from the public, Jason Momoa seems to be a really well-liked person, doesn't he? Isn't that what you guys get the vibe from? So what we've learned about Amber Heard through this trial, if Jason Momoa is indeed a good dude, I could understand why he wouldn't want anything to do with her. Please Morton says they finally made Aquaman kind of cool in the late 90s reboot, but it took a while. Yeah, he was just, oh, Morton, he was so boring in the comics. And I'm trying to remember, I think it was South Park. I think it's I'm sorry, not South Park. I think it was a Family Guy cutaway that they do that scene where two guys are accosting a woman on the beach and Aquaman's standing in the water going, hey, why don't you come in here and do that? Because he can't do shit if he's not in the water. And that was that was my impression of it. It's like, ooh, if we decide to go swimming or surfing, yay, Aquaman. Other than that, just go fuck off. I was never into him. Chrome says Black Panther was just mediocre. Not a bad film, but it's kind of scary. Excuse me. How many people agree with the villain, who's basically just a racist? Wow. Also, good environment CGI. I did hear that. Horrible PS2 character CGI. Really? I did hear environmentally, yeah, the look of the movie was supposed to be amazing. Lude said too, Jason's a really down-to-earth dude. It's not surprising they didn't get along. Yeah, me too. I've only heard good things about Jason Momoa. Anytime you see an interview with him, he seems cool. And anytime somebody's talking about him, it's always in glowing terms. Big Green says, to be fair, South Park made fun of Aquaman too by creating the character Seaman. Really? That's really... Now, there you go. That's a good story. Oreo-chan says, Momoa stopped in our little town of 4,000 people for lunch in an RV, and he was super nice and taking pics with people. Really cool guy. You like hearing that. It's so nice when people who have achieved that level of notoriety just still have an appreciation for other people. Bebow says Amber Heard is an oblivion Karen NPC. Repugnant tone. Wait, good thing I'm a guy. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that, Glenn. You're right. He says, yeah, the Family Guy clip of Aquaman. Then he throws a starfish at the guy. And he goes, ooh, if you hate starfish, you're going to be really pissed at what I just did. Family Guy's spot on with a lot of stuff, I got to say. Chrome says, the ending fight scene had really bad CGI. Look like a PS2 era cutscene. Here's a screenshot. Oh, okay, cool. Hold on, let's look at this. Ooh. Yeah, I would agree with you. Wow. Yeah, that is surprising, isn't it? To have CGI that week? That's why I always felt Bebo. He says Aquaman is just a trash character, to be honest. He can't even come out of water. Yeah, his comics I never, I bought one or two and went away from. Fantastic Four, because I was a comic book nerd. So Fantastic Four I had more of, but even as a kid I still remember this. It was just because, like on my birthday month or something, when everybody would just get me comic books and baseball cards, I would get all the comics I wanted. And then if I had money to get another, it'd be like, well, what else is left? Because usually it was like a monthly thing that they come out with new editions. And it'd be like, oh, well, Fantastic Four is better than nothing. So I'd buy it just to have something to read. Morton says, Amber is only going to be able to get work in Dubai and OnlyFans after this trial. Yeah, she might want to be setting up her OnlyFans account as we speak. You well may be right with that. Teak says Johnny has been amazing, charming, honest, and calm throughout. He even encouraged Amber's lawyer. That did look bad, didn't it, Green? That was pretty shitty. To be fair, Chrome says that might be becoming the norm now. If you've seen the CGI from the She-Hulk trailer and Black Widow, I hate what they're doing to She-Hulk. I love She-Hulk and Daredevil. Yeah, I want to see She-Hulk too. They're shitting it up with the CGI? because I mean, She-Hulk was never like a big character to me, but I remember when they came out with her, and I always thought it was cool. I don't read comics anymore. I haven't read them. I haven't read them regularly in years. So I can't really say, if there's a decline. It was mainly I've read comics as an adult, but it was a passion when I was still a kid. Probably when I got to be 15, 16, I just started drifting away from them. Got got even more interested in titties is what it comes down to. I should have stuck with the comics. Luke says she ain't pretty enough to be worth something to on OnlyFans. I'd rather spend my money on a bald old man. Well, I hope the whole world thinks that way too, Lude. Oh, really? Air Balloon says CGI in She-Hulk trailer looks pretty bad, but people say they may fix it for the movie. Here's hoping. Yeah, I hope they don't ruin that, because I would like to see that one. Raven says, love your vids. Well, thanks. Just binged all of Ass Class and Slime. Oh, two good series. Assassination Classroom, so good. I love Koro Sensei. What a great character. Love the ending of that show, too. Exactly, Big Green. He says, nothing wrong with some titty-tainment, Curtis. Oh, Chrome says, someone's photoshopped She-Hulk from the trailer into GTA eye catchers. It's that bad. Okay, hold on. Let me look at this one, guys. Yikes. That's pretty imaginative, though. I like that. The way they did that. But yeah, that's oof. Oof. Mofo says I drop a couple hundos for Curtis's OnlyFans. Well, we did. I have an OnlyFans, don't I, you guys? Or didn't I do that? Didn't we do that as a joke once? Did I set one up? I don't even know. I don't remember. Oh, look. Let me see. I might have an OnlyFans. Let's see. No, maybe I didn't. Hopefully, if I did, I have my Oh wait, but I did, but I don't think I think I. Wait, or did I? Hold on, is this? Oh no, nope. I did set up the account, but I never did anything with it. Yeah, I don't know. I've never really looked into OnlyFans. Is there anybody on there worth subscribing to? I'll give a couple bucks for some nice titties. Chrome says could have just painted her green. Could have gone the easy route, but instead they make her fully CGI. I'm not a fan of comedy from the trailer either. None of it hit. Oh, that's too bad. Only turds. Yeah, Mortem. I knew we had joked about that, about the OnlyFans thing. I should do that well, no, I don't want anybody to join to that. I was going to say I should do an OnlyFans at some point and just put a couple of like pictures on there like this. And then anybody who actually pays to see the pictures really should be investigated. Red B says, can I put my OnlyFans link here? I appreciate you asking. Yes, you can. Oh, I don't know if it'll allow you to. Yes, you can. That's true. I did hear that. Not just say that, Danielle, that a few women wrestlers have OnlyFans. I didn't think about that. But yeah, Red B, if you can put it in, if you can put it in, and we're talking about OnlyFans, it's so funny. Yeah, go ahead. Typically, if somebody's chatting with us or a regular here or anything, and you have something you want to promote, I don't mind you putting links up. I do appreciate being asked first like that, but I don't mind. So how many, Zuchen says, so how many people does Amber Heard not get along with? Yeah. I think the list of people she does get along with would be much shorter and easier to handle. Short and easy to handle. Once again, me. Chrome says, at least I had a lot of pre-warning it was going to be bad, so I didn't have high hopes. The head writer kept making an ass of herself when it was announced years ago. She attacked the fans. Oh, now that you say that, I remember that. Her attacking. I do remember that, Chrome. You might have even told me about it. That when you said that, I remember that. Oh, okay. Only mods can put in links. Well, like I say, Red B, if you wanna put it in and break it up or something so it'll go in, you're welcome to. Okay, yeah, like I say, but anytime, if somebody's just one of the gang or just even here for the day and chatting with us and you got something to promote, I don't mind that stuff. Nolan says this morning was like the Kavanaugh versus Blasey Ford deal. She name dropped a bunch of people who can supposedly corroborate her story. Then they did the exact opposite and she threw them under the bus. That's what somebody else was telling me too, Nolan. That's pretty fucked. She's just, from everything I've been able to see, she's just a despicable person. And it's sad. All right, guys, I got to go. Hey, guys, thanks for this. This was fun. This was an awful lot of fun. I had a good time talking about this. And again, thanks for giving me all the details because I haven't been following it that close. But now you guys got me curious. There's a lot of things I want to go and try and find clips of. Now, tomorrow, because, I have a calendar and everything, tomorrow is Free For All Friday. So tomorrow, the sticky stuff will be dispersed. And it's going to be glorious. And for any of you who are newer to us, Free For All Friday streams are pretty much, well, they're the highlight of our week. So, and they are definitely anything goes. So come on in and hang out. Guys, thank you again. This was a lot of fun. We're going to be doing more topical streams because it's fun just bouncing stuff off each other. Willie, no notifications. Sorry, pal. It's just so random. So insanely random who gets them and who doesn't. Just, well, I can't get too worked up over it. I'm too old for that. But yes, thanks, Susan, for notifying Willie, who's here with us all the time, for notifying him as the stream's ending. But guys, thank you again. And again, thanks for all the details on this. This was a lot of fun. And I will definitely, providing I don't die, even if I die, I will definitely see you tomorrow. If I'm dead, I will be just a little less animated.